next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the chat a little bit. So when I look at the chat, I'm going to accrue messages here, and I don't have a fixed size on this. So let's set the size on it. Ooh. And I also want to look at my service Twitch. As to when we're joining and leaving channels. Over here, where I am, we can kill that. And now we're going to look at my chat component.css. So the first thing that I'm going to have on this is, just a second. Okay, so when I look at this, I'm going to pull these two windows to the side for a moment. And so when I look at my chat component here, I have this message table container. And on this, I'm going to say that my height is going to be, we're going to say 30 EMs, and we're going to say that my overflow in the Y direction here is auto, and then also I want to say that my position is initial. I want to say my display here is flex, and I'm going to say my flex direction here is column. And I'll make my position relative. And I'll do a justify content on this called flex start. The next little bit that I see here is a message input box, right? This one. Well, let's take a look at what we currently have. Okay, so now my chat here has a defined size of 30 EMs. And if I look at this, my mat card here should be called a class equals message. We're going to say it's my chat card. So over here on my CSS, I'm going to add in here a chat card, and my width will be 20 EMs. And let me say that my minimum, is it width minimum or minimum width? Min width will be 15 EMs, 20 EMs. Yeah, I like material. Makes my life pretty easy. So if I look at chat card here, that's coming from mat card content is the size. So that's on the parent. That's okay. I want this one to only have a width. It's got a dash. It's called a chat card. Hey there, Keith. How are you doing, man? Okay, I see my minimum width of 20 EMs. What about my width? Can I just set that thing right ahead to 20 EMs? And set this thing to be like 10 EMs. Looks better. Let's make this 30 and then 15. Looks good. So the stream element at the top, I want this to be at the top here as a matte subtitle. Right there. And up here I'm going to make a, I don't care about a title on this one. That looks fine. And now this one is my select outbound bot, so I should be able to put this thing as a matte card footer. Like that. Keith, do you know how to make these any keywords in Angular CLI not render like that? So it's no longer letting my chats be that large, and it's still putting them on the columns, right? So if I look at my app component, this thing should have a chat container, then my number of visible chats here. Right here it's showing my chat. So if I open this one up in CSS, I'm going to add in here a class equals a app chat container. And I'll add it over here as a app chat container class. And on it I'm going to say this is a, he said, do I know how to do what? I'll show you, just hold on. See how in my chat component.html I'm using this any phrase to cast? It's an Angular thing. I need to cast. I need to take my message here and I need to cast it as a type because I know it's of a certain type. It's the only way I can figure out how to do it, but I can't get it to render correctly. Okay. So in this, I want to say my display, or is it, yeah, I think it's display. I think we have flex in here, and I want to have my flex direction as a row, and I want to have a word wrap. Is it called flex wrap wrap? So if I was to have 6 of these, it should put them next to each other, and it does. So I'd like each one of these to have a little bit of border on them. So So here I could say border style. And I should have something here called like unset. And I could say my border is a 1 pixel solid. Now, I'm not happy with this, so we'll get rid of this. And I want to put this on my individual chat component. So I'll put this on chat card as a border. And then I have another project that I made with a chat that I'm going to look at for a second to see what I did for border. It's actually on one layer up. It's on my everything. That's a... Let me think for just a second. So on this app, and I made this app on stream, so it's not a big deal. If I look at app, when I had my app module, which kicked me through to a toggle, and then it took me to an app room, which had a player tag and my router outlet. Here we go. So what it was is it's a border of 1 pixel and a border style of ridge and a color of black. And that looks pretty nice. Now I probably want to add in here like a padding of 10 pixels all around. Maybe not there. Maybe we'll put this one layer back on my app container there. And so then we want to do the same thing inside of my chat component. Which is here. Not like that. We want to move this one down here. There we go. That looks a little better. Now we can have our multiple chats. So in my message table container, this isn't a footer. I'm going to move that out, and then that one out. And the footer is just this so you have a subtitle. This is going to be called your Matt Card content. Like that. And then this one we're going to say is my Matt Card actions. Like that. That looks much better. So now my chat here, you have a height of 30 EMs. I want to say that you have a minimum height of 10 EMs. We'll make that 100%. And this time when I test it, I still got an alert. Yeah, that's fine. We can get rid of that. Okay, let's go ahead and look at my chat component here. And when I look at the CSS for this, I want to say that my message individual container, no, not there. I'm going to put this in my we'll move this class onto the form field. And I just want to do a width of 100% here. Strange. Okay. So we join the chat. This thing is now 100. I want to do the same with message. So this one is a message input box. No. Put that one like that. And then the same thing here. Okay. And then our send message looks good. This one, my set stream. I'll say that we're going to add this class here to there. And it'll just have a width of 100%. Looking pretty good now. This is a test from chat 1. Okay, when we send the chat, I also want to say that my this dot message equals nothing. And on my chat component, here, I want to say ngIf equals, and it's going to be my stream ID joined does not equal to undefined, and stream ID joined does not equal to null, and stream ID joined does not equal to nothing. Like that. I'm so mad, says Flack, and I wish I had a project to work on like you. I've got more than I know what to do with. Okay, we'll add 3 chats here, or 4 chats, 1 for each of the bots. This one will be Game of the Lines, that one will be server, this one will be WebSocket, and this one will be TCP. And I'm going to say, hello test from Discord. Looks good. Hello test from Twitch. Okay, this one's going to be hello test from WebSocket. And this one is hello test from TCP socket. And if I look at my Discord, I see all of those different ones here. Including the Discord one. And if I look at my WebSocket component, I see all my messages. So the next thing that I want to look at is we're sending our messages correctly. The next thing that I want to look at is the avatar image. So if I look at this in my SQL server under users, the avatar URL is not a URL, it's just a path. So how am I getting this? If I look at my data access layer, no, if I look at my services for where I'm doing my create user Twitch, this is just invoking some cred method, which is being called here. And here you're saying your user from Twitch.logo. That's not right. Okay, the other place that you're doing this is in your BLL for a service Twitch underneath your models for bots. you should have a bot Twitch BLL. Which should have a poll in it to get the users so you don't know the avatar here. E.chat message dot so I don't see that. So we're gonna look for everywhere where I have my user Twitch here. And we're going to have a few of them, and we only want the ones where we're creating them. So this one, this one, this one. And we can do a little cleanup in here and make this my provider type. Equals provider type dot Twitch. Same thing here. And then this one is a s.provider type is equal to Twitch. None of that matters. That's fine. Okay, that's it. We're going to rebuild it and take a look at what we get when we try to create these users. Okay. I'll do this as a test. Sent that out. Let's join the WebSocket path. Okay, it's not bringing any messages in from this chat. So if I went to the other chat here and I ran a tester, hasn't created any new message. Ooh, okay, so it's joining my channel there. Now it should be able to do this. And here we're going to look at my Twitch user. I don't have that much here. I have my chat message. I don't see anything in here that's pointing me towards that's fine. You should also be able to look at all the places where this is being updated. And this is getting them all from Twitch. So this is happening when you're getting your list of chatters from here. Like that. Okay, wait for this to ping. We're going to want to get this information here from my... We want to add a new bot in here called a Twitch bot for LiverDev Trying. And I'm going to look at my stream. I'm going to create an inbound for LiverDev Trying. Interesting. So your disable on create on create route drop down modal should be bot specific, not provider specific, for is disabled. So we can temporarily fix that by looking at my web API on my hub and where we're getting my routes for dropdown. Second. This one. And is disabled here is your provider. So we're going to add in here a RE, come in and correct this later, like that. And we can run that again. Okay, so we've joined the WebSocket server. Joined the path here. I wonder why my Twitch client never joined. Okay. I check it and run it again. Okay, there's my message across the pipe. So now when I go back to my stream here, and I do a create, it should not be disabling anything anymore. And now I should be able to add a Twitch LiverDev Trying here for inbound and outbound route. So now I have an outbound here to Twitch, liver dev trying, and an inbound. So over here I should see it join. And now if I was to send a message here from a bot and say hello to Twitch, it should post out here. I was expecting it to redirect out to Twitch. That's interesting. But if I look at my streams here for streams outbound, I never added my liver dev trying here to each one of these. So if I wanted to remove these, I could add this under here. Looks good. Give it a second to update. So now my Twitch to Ali chat something's funny. That worked. Sure sent a lot of times. So we've got some kind of an endless loop going on here. So if I look inside of the server BLL for my routing service, we're going to send this to my process TCP message. And this one's going to send it to all of the authorized users, which would be the web API of the message. Because we've set the stream source. So let me go back up into here and we'll first disable this. See if that makes a difference. Wait for it to join the channels. So that's not exactly correct because I'm not joining this server. It's coming out of this bot to this server. No, that makes sense. Okay, let it join my channel here, which is Alley Chat, and then it should also join another channel here called Liver Dev Trying. Okay, and it did. Try one more time here. So I see it there. It's not iterating multiple times. What about from TCP? TCP is what's breaking. So what that means is on my service bots TCP, on a message event here, this is my if my args.socket.get hash code is not equal to my server.socket.get hash code, then we can do this. Let's try it again. So we log in. This time, let me go back because this was fine. Okay, this time we're going to do a TCP out message. And it should only send one of them. And it does. So that's working correctly now. So we still want to add colors to the different chats. But our routing is working pretty well. See? And when it joins the other channel here, when it joins the other channels here, There it is. Now it's outputting through Twitch. Except it's doing it many times here over the WebSocket. Is it just going infinitely? So let's stop it. And then when I look at the WebSocket, when I look at one of my servers here, I have a message event here. So I want to say if my e dot message dot, let's go one layer down, called WebSocket server. So here you have a message event here. So if my e dot message event type is equal to received, I don't want to do that. Let's go one layer deeper. You can't, so hold on. If my e dot I've defined this. So if I look at my behavior here, here's your on message. So I want to say if my e dot type is equal to, don't want that, if my e dot well, so this is saying that it's a received message. And that you're firing this. And you're setting your WebSocket service so that when you fire your message here, it's going to be done in your service routing, which is called process message here. And then because I want to make sure it's not an inbound, right? Isn't that the problem? And this is the behavior that it's coming in on over the WebSocket. Let's check it again. What's going on, Fallen Hope? Wait for it to join. Okay, it works through Discord. It works through Twitch. It works through the other Twitch. Oh, it still went through the same bot. So that's something to fix. My Discord message, the one that it's kicking through, is not the right one. So in my services Discord, where I'm doing my bot BLL, and I have a send message as. This is your user source. I want to do this as my user. I don't think the server's going to start here. It's kind of stuck. We'll wait for it. Or not. Okay, we'll just restart it. Okay, clear it out. This time I'm going to send this from a different user here through Twitch. And that still came across the pipe as Ali Chat because it is Ali Chat in there. And now if I go back to the TCP and I try this again, that's fine. And then we try it from WebSocket. and it's duplicating. It's always coming from the WebSocket So let's take a look at my routing. At the high level routing on this one. Okay, so now when I send this again, through WebSocket, it's going to process my Discord message. Which looks fine. The next one is the Twitch message, which is fine. The next one is the WebSocket message. Three, 4, 1, 4B. So it should skip over that. And then it should process the TCP message and send everything out. Well, I mean, I almost have it here. Okay, so now this time, my message that came in has a source of Twitch. So that's because I have two servers in the same one. Okay. So that's because I have two bots in the same channel. So that way when you process this Twitch message, if your path.server ID because I need to make sure that the message that's coming in isn't from another bot in the same channel. And your paths dot, we'll do a route dot paths dot any s where your does not equal your Twitch server ID. And that might just do it. And if it does, we need to rinse and repeat that in the other methods. Looks like it only sent it the one time. So let's wait till it joins the Twitch channel. I was expecting that to join the Twitch channel there. This one's working great. Oh, except it's coming from the wrong place now. So now it's never making its way out to the server. So that's not going to work. So let me go revert that. Okay, and the other place that we messed that up was in my Discord at the lowest level. We want this to be user source. Give it a login. So let's see, if I send it here, we need to wait till it gets into the channels. And this one's going to be hello from game end of the line. And that should be in Discord now. And it is. Next one here is the WebSocket. Now what's happening is that Ali Chat and LiverDev Trine are just repeating these back and forth because they're both in that Twitch channel. So we need to add in here a add validation. So if two bots of the same provider are in the same stream, that it doesn't just send messages between them forever. But that's pretty good for today. So I'm all done. I'll be back in the morning. I'm going to be starting at 5 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks again for staying with me today. I will see you in the morning. If you haven't, make sure you check us out our Discord, discord.pixelhorrorstudios.com. We're up to over 355 developers. Also, I put these videos up at youtube.pixelhorrorstudios.com. So thank you so much for staying with me today, guys. And I will see you all in the morning. Have a great rest of your evening. Bye, guys.